This represents the Father. This represents God. God is always pouring out, always speaking, always loving, always wanting to give us everything that He has. You know, it's like if we chose to, we could come into His presence and just receive this constant overflow. So this cup represents us, and this little dish represents those whom God has given us to love. So family in Christ, our brothers and sisters. And this one represents our vocation. So the work that God has purposed for us from the foundations of the earth, the impact on the world. So, in the right word, this is awesome. So for the non-believer, it's like their cup isn't able or willing to receive yet, right? So it's often over here like this, overturned. But for us, sometimes even as believers, we're like, I received it, now I'm scared. Something happened, I don't know. But in the right place. But as we seek God first and most, fill this. So that's how God is, man. He just loves us. So like as He fills us up, as we're positioned before Him, there's this ministry of spillage. And just imagine if this was a never-ending flow. So you just continually pour into us. We don't have to get ourselves completely right with God before we come to Him, whatever that means. We come to Him as we are, and He starts to unveil stuff and reveal stuff. So what happens? Remember, the Lord's still pouring out. What happens if our family is falling apart? What do? We often take that plate and we put it up on top of everything. So the family might be, the Lord's still pouring out, but meanwhile, what happens to the cup? Family might receive some help for a while, maybe even ministry for a little while, but the cup is like, it starts to dry out. Okay, what happens if the needs of the world, the brokenness around us, and the urgency of ministry dominate everything? What happens? So this time the plate goes on top. What happens to us and to our families? Yeah, I know so many families, expatriate and Khmer, caught up in Christian culture in Phnom Penh, that are quietly and desperately aching for freedom because they're reacting so much to trying to do the good things that they're actually forgetting Christ in the process and losing their faith. That shouldn't be. There's a way for us to sit like to sit like Mary, and to have that overflow into obedient service like Martha.